On this week's episode of the Superhero Show, we'll find out if the ending of Echo finally makes Kingpin our favorite villain, if Marvel can deliver us a double dose of indigenous heroes between Echo and What If, and what could happen if Cate Blanchett came back to give us more Hela. All of that and more on an all-new episode of the Superhero Show. What's up, nerds? Welcome to the Superhero Show, the only show on the internet that reviews every single live-action television show based on a comic book, as well as some of the animated ones. My name is Cassie, and I will be the host of this episode. This episode is, you guessed it, another junior. It's another itty-bitty. You're in for a treat, snack size edition. But what we are not snack size on is guest, because we got a packed house. First of all, let me bring on Ryan.
Thank you so much, Cassie. For people who are wondering why we're doing these short ones for the first 2 months of the year, please check the runtime of the 2023 preview show, which clocked in at 2 hours and 56 minutes. Probably because Cassie was not on it to keep our asses in line. So we have to keep these superhero shows very short. Very short
because your guys' lives are consumed over there.
Yeah.
My life is consumed just kicking back, doing whatever I want.
I mean, how many umbrellas did you have in your drink while we were recording that show?
I told the bartender I want 5 umbrellas in there, and he was like, nobody has ever done 5. And I said, history's going to be made today. Put 5 in there.
Is your picture on the wall of that bar?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm a hero in some parts of this land. Maybe not on this podcast, but in some parts, I'm a hero, and it feels good. We also have another friend on. Books is here.
Hey, what's up? I like coming on for these short little ones. I like the snack size pods.
Yeah, it's just like, I feel like we can only be taken in doses of 30 minutes max. Mm-hmm. This is how the people should have us. Like, this is our drug warning is like 30 minutes. That's all you need for them.
After that, you start to blend in with our insanity.
You guys, when you were growing up, you were like, oh man, sex takes so long, I bet, when I finally have it. It's going to be like hours and hours. And then when you finally have it, your partners are like, 2 minutes is perfect, but don't worry about it. Bite size, bite size.
Yeah.
That's what I thought when I was 8 years old, for sure.
Yeah. When I was growing up, and also when I was talking about fun size things, I was just waiting. I was like, I hope somebody brings up how quick.
Fun size is better in sex, too.
Not like Snickers or anything like that. Chocolate,
No, we all knew what we were going to go to.
Yep.
We also, that other voice you hear is Caitlin. And Caitlin, I believe you're ready to podcast today.
Yeah. I'm ready to podcast. And since we already brought up Snickers, I do want to have a bunch of snack size Snickers.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
And basically anything else that anyone gives out at Halloween. Can we just have Halloween today, guys?
Well,
hear me out.
At Halloween, they give out little razor blades hidden in candy. Do you want that?
100% of the time.
Yeah.
You know what? If you wash them out, like it'll be fine. Like you can use those later too.
Would you wash out a Snickers? And how do you eat a washed out Snickers?
I mean, you just do.
Okay.
Honestly, it doesn't faze me at all that Caitlin would be the one unbothered by soggy candy bars. Like just
soggy or like just white from like the sun.
If you like let them
out.
melt enough, like you can get that razor blade out clean.
Yeah, but then how do you eat it again? You just got a soup of like...
Yes, and?
Yeah, but free razor
Caitlin,
blade.
she'd still eat that with her hands.
I honestly do like them a little melty, so perfect.
It's Caitlin's favorite day of the year. She gets razor blades and melty soup of candy.
Double the fun.
I mean, have we talked about the spaghetti in a long time? I'm sure it's a similar way to
Soupy.
melt things. Yeah. It's just keep them warm.
The thighs, the good thighs. Make them nice and warm.
Fun thighs.
Fun thighs.
It's
a fun thighs episode.
And this episode is certified to be fun thighs, guys. It's because we are going to be talking about a lot on this mini episode. We got a couple episodes of What If to talk about, but before we get to that, we got to talk about the last 2 episodes of Echo. So let's go. In the 4th episode of Echo, we see Maya of the past show her preference for violence in a flashback with Fisk. In the present, she is reunited with Fisk, who asks her to return to New York with him as is Kingpin. But with the visions increasing, Maya visits her grandmother, who reveals how what she sees connects her to her ancestors through echoes. Instead of joining Fisk, Maya goes to him with the intention of killing him again. But instead of killing him, she chooses to leave Tamaha altogether. In the finale, everything shakes down at the powwow. Fisk kidnaps Bonnie and Grandma, forcing Maya to return to Tamaha. He has the powwow surrounded, determined to take out Maya's family, so he will be the one left. After an anticlimactic fight, Maya uses the power of her ancestors to heal Fisk's heart. Taste Buds, I ask you this. How do we feel about the ending?
So the ending of the show, not post-credits, right?
Correct.
Marvel things,
Ending of the show.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'll go, I guess. Honestly, like, I'm so let down and just prepared for disappointment with all this fucking terrible shit that we podcast about, specifically with Marvel.
Uh-huh.
That an ending that had me go a little bit like, oh, get 'em, girls, I was okay with. You know, like there was a part where all of her ancestors fan out from her, and then, you know, she is able to, like, throw some Care Bear stares into her grandma and her friend.
Yeah.
And, yeah, like, get them.
I think Grandma throwing down and just like...
She yeeted a man into the ceiling.
Yes, Grandma yeeting men needs to happen more in shows. That was fun. That was a lot of fun. I did enjoy that.
The fact that we go from Grandma just delivering mail, being this peaceful lady, enjoying
to
her life.
delivering male's pain.
Fucking nailed it, Ryan. Yeah, you take a sip of that drink. You've earned it, champ.
I just put 5 umbrellas in this drink.
But yeah, there was I was a mix between Let's Go Girls and also I could have used more.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted more action, I guess. Like, I needed Grandma yeeting a couple men into the ceiling for me to really feel like, let's go, women.
Grandma yeeting them to the ceiling, then double popping, pop, pop.
And then breaking them over her knee.
Yes,
just for fun.
when they came down.
I think the music in the background like heightened some of the fun of it, but it was over too fast too. Like, I needed it to be spread out more. Like, chases maybe just
so fast. And I think that's my biggest complaint, is that everything was so fast. Cassie, in the first episode, you saw in the preview that there was going to be a monster truck. We saw the monster truck, and the length of that monster truck episode was the length that it was in the preview. That is all we saw of that monster truck.
I also heard that in the trailer they showed every second of Daredevil that was in the episode.
Yeah.
That sucks.
It felt like a real letdown. I knew there shouldn't have been monster trucks at this event, but they showed me monster truck, and I was like, we get a good 30 seconds of monster trucks fucking shit up.
Yeah, do I not know what powwow means? Because this was an event.
This sure was. But yeah, it was just one monster truck. It was I forgot her cousin's name.
Biscuit. How could you forget Biscuit?
Sorry. Biscuits fixed up his grandma's truck, and by fixing it, turned it into a monster truck. I've never respected a man more in my life.
It was so shiny, too.
Yeah, he put some work into that.
And he immediately knows it's a weapon. He's like, this is not a truck anymore. Do you have a weapon? I do.
He said, let me fuck up these white men. I have the perfect weapon. And I've literally never been more proud.
I think in order to seem more serious, which this is, let's not forget, a Marvel Spotlight show, which is for adults.
That's what that means.
They lessened the action to have more scenes where, like, nothing happened. And then that's why we have 5 episodes of, again, like Mike and I were talking about last week, which I know that you guys listened to multiple times.
Yeah, multiple took it.
Did you memorize the entire podcast?
Yeah, I'm off book for it too.
That, like, it could have been a movie, but now we have 5 episodes. But then when now the ending has come, like, we're out of time. What I will say I really appreciated about the ending is that they made it this is a Marvel Spotlight thing, something I know a lot about, even though that this is the first one. They made a clear difference between Echo and the girls and their ancestral superhero violence and Kingpin's rage, I will punch you until you're dead violence. Like, that's they were trying to get justice or just get out into safety, as opposed to Kingpin, how he does things.
Yeah. That was...
But at the same time, I would have loved to see him Fisk double tapped, like, down and out. Like, if we were to get rid of Fisk today, that would be cool.
You don't like Wilson Fisk?
Yeah.
Oh.
No.
What a surprise.
He got such an easy out. And it was a bummer to have this one that was, like, when it started to be like, let's go women are gonna fuck it up, and then it always has to come down to, can the women heal this man and make him realize that he just needs like therapy?
Also, speaking of therapy, what fucking lengths will you go to not learn sign language?
Yeah.
Learn. This is
Scum of
supposed
the
to be like
fucking
your beloved niece, right?
Yeah.
And like you love her so much, and you're gonna make her a Queenpin.
A Queenpin.
She signs that. I don't know if you had subtitles on too, but it did say Queenpin.
And there's so many people who learn ASL for their family members, or like teachers will learn it.
Essentially, this whole village learned it for her.
Right. Yeah. Everyone in Echo's family, like blood family, in where she comes from, no sign language because of Echo. Kingpin says, no, I will put ghost arms on my body. And you will read those.
Before I sign a goddamn thing, I will use these ghost arms. It was pretty cool tech, though. I was like, that's honestly rad for just out in the world, but you're still a piece of shit.
I'm going to throw one of those in the front of my car and just have outside of my car middle fingers all the way down the freeway.
I feel like we jumped to the end because that's where all the excitement is. The first one kind of just led up to a lot of stuff. Does anybody have anything that really stood out in that first one? Oh, it was mainly just like trying to show Fisk is like a good guy, or under us to understand why she would have some alliance to him, I guess, or showed that like Fisk cared about her in a fucked up way. But I didn't care for it.
No, I was connected her anger with his anger is all I did.
Yeah,
they were just like, look, we're both angry, violent people.
Like I would kill for a hot dog too, right?
Well, no, and like I would if somebody did that to my deaf daughter. Let me explain. The fourth episode opens up because the fifth episode opens up with Slingshot to the Bird, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
So the fourth episode opens up with a New York vendor. Those are the two worst things you could be, from New York or a vendor, and this guy's both. And he makes fun of this child. I don't think he knows she's deaf, but he makes fun of her.
Yeah. He says, use your words.
Use your words. And so Wilson Fisk watches this, drags him to an alley, and Sonny Corleone's the shit out of him in this alley, and then Maya gets in there a little bit as well.
Yeah.
Gives 2 kicks. A little, 8-year-old gives 2 kicks to this man who's basically already beaten to the pulp.
Well, there's another flashback where she gets the gun, too. That happens in the 5th episode, where she's having flashbacks, I think, with her mom, and she sees this alley again, and he hands her a gun.
Oh, shit.
And she's holding it to the vendor, too.
Jeez.
Oh, dang. Missed that part.
Which is it's all
Or
great.
I jumped it, or I'm just fucking losing my mind, because all 3 of you don't remember this, and now it's...
No, I trust you more than all 3 of us.
It's a comment on that you're a product of your own environment, and that Echo or Maya was fucked from the get-go because of her past and her parents, her terrible parents, terrible dad and uncle, we'll say. But growing through this, like at any point in Hawkeye or now, did Maya want to be Queenpin?
No, I don't know where Queenpin...
In the first episode, she said that she wanted to be queen.
I'm going to have my own empire.
A queen. She didn't say that she wanted to be like second in command to Kingpin or working alongside him. She just said he's gone.
Because
she said it's time for Queen, and then Bohemian Rhapsody started playing.
And they paid for those rights.
But throughout the course of the 5 episodes, that's clearly not what she wants, right? She wants her family safe, and she wants her...
I think in the first episode, she really wanted to be the queen.
Yeah.
She wanted to put... she wanted to destroy the train and Fisk's whole empire to show, she is queen now. She is running everything in New York.
Well, she had all this hurt and anger like Fisk did until she saw her mom. In the 5th episode, she sees her mom kind of comes to her and is like, let me heal you by taking your pain away, essentially. And then she's like, oh, okay, bet.
Which I didn't see coming, the mom being the 4th Echo. But
yeah.
Good call. Good call on that one.
Rad. Mm-hmm. I also didn't know the mom had straight up healing powers, healing powers just anytime when she wanted. So rad.
When you guys saw that, so in the 5th episode, Maya basically kills a what is it called?
Woodpecker.
I thought they were woodpeckers.
Woodpeckers, yes. She kills a woodpecker with a slingshot, and her mom uses her powers to bring it back to life. Do you think that her bringing it back to life, is the reason she died?
Oh.
Because it looked like it was the same day.
So when
and,
you
like,
use your powers, 6 weeks later, you'll die in a car crash?
I thought it was the same day. I couldn't tell.
I think it's a different day, but I do think it speaks to because the woodpecker became like the symbol of warning that something was going to happen each time. Yeah, and I wondered if it was the same one.
What if instead of getting her mom's powers, she got the woodpecker's powers, and the bad guy just pulled out a slingshot? Fucking
that's the what if show that you need to watch. Make it Marvel. What if?
What if mine was a woodpecker? Hear me out. Hear me out. There's something here.
Always figure out your pitch in the pitch meeting. Hold on, it's coming to me. Woodpeckers, right? Everybody loves those.
I think it's in the 4th episode as well. She goes to her grandma, right? Was anyone else annoyed with grandma when she was like, I couldn't stand to see you because you reminded me so much of your mom? Like, you abandoned this fucking child who lost her mom because she reminded you of her?
You're an adult. You're a fucking adult. This is a baby.
Yeah.
God damn it.
A straight child who cried to not be taken from there, and you were just like, fuck you.
Go off with your corrupt dad, who I also agree is a problem, but you're that problem now, too.
Oh, yeah, like send you away with this terrible, terrible person who is on Kingpin's payroll. But also with the grandma, could you guys see how, like, I bet she was sort of a babe when she was younger?
Yeah, we were all watching it and be like,
really?
I bet she was hot.
When she threw that man into the ceiling, that's what I was thinking.
Well, I have certain things that I like. certain predilections.
I didn't necessarily need your opinion on that. I do want to know
cool.
Your opinion on Fisk, though, because you're a Fisk boy. We historically are not Fisk girls. How did you feel like this portrayed him, like his reasoning behind him? Like this showed why I hate him.
Okay, but hate him like you're supposed to. Like this goes back to the whole Joffrey from Game of Thrones thing, like or Oliver from the OC thing.
There we
go. To talk about something that does not have dragons and swords. I really do hate him in a good way, in an intended way. And I think that when you guys talk about him, it comes off to me like that as well.
I hate him in that, like, you guys think he's a well-written, amazing, like, bad guy, and I think he's a bullshit character and his motivation is garbage.
This is how all men are. You're describing men.
Yeah, but I agree. Like, that doesn't describe a lot of men I know. But I think it's a bad argument to say that he could have this many people under him and willing to follow him. I don't think he's compelling. I don't think he convinces me that he's Kingpin level villain. Like he's just.
What if he said sugar water more?
Sugar water?
Would that help?
He became a fly.
Yes.
Okay.
When he pulled out a box, he was
that was just, by the way, sorry to interrupt, Cassie. That was just for Mike when he's listening to it later. He'll jump in on that bit.
I figured from your look, and I was like, this is for someone else. I don't need to.
I went straight to like Men in Black.
Yeah, he played Sugar Water in Men in Black.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Caitlin got it.
Oh, wow. Did I really?
Yes.
One of them. One of them.
She's going to start loving Fisk. Cassie, watch out.
I don't know why Caitlin's cheering as opposed to crying. Don't ever become one of us.
Oh my God! I'm sorry, I just put it together. That's
Skinny Kingpin.
Whoa. Yeah. Okay. Because I was like, that's clearly not him. Yeah, it was him.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
He also played Thor in the movie Adventures in Babysitting.
Well, okay, I have not seen that one.
Of course,
but
I
did see Men in Black. You know.
Sorry, is this off track?
It's a little bit off track.
But no, we're gonna get to something. I can't believe that 2 episodes that we watched this week compare so nicely. Mm-hmm. And that means I'm talking about What If because we don't have a big poll list tonight.
Yeah.
But of like, I'm a good father, right? Because I care about you so much, and literally the selfishness is like dripping through your teeth, and that's what I like about him is that. He's never. It reminds me of a president, Barack Obama, maybe Joe Biden, somebody in between those two. That like I am going to somehow appear to be as selfish as fucking possible, but you're going to think that it's all for you, and that's how I get my power. And it lasts until it doesn't, and that's what we're watching Maya do. Is like it did last until it didn't, and so I do think that he is. Well written in that he is a fucking like Mac said, and it's not about Mac's dad because Mac revealed a couple weeks ago that she's the only person on this podcast with a good relationship with her dad. So not about her dad, but about other men she knows. Like that is how it works. Is like I'm not going to try hard. Why would I try hard when I could just manipulate?
Mm-hmm.
Any of this working?
It's just like, yeah, I guess that's why it doesn't come across as good writing to me, because they just like, I guess they saw men and were like, hey guys.
What about anytime anything bad happens to him, he stands up and screams? That's fucking hilarious.
And the fact that he was like, he pulled out a box and was like, I carry this with me everywhere. I was like, do you physically carry a fucking hammer with you everywhere? And I wouldn't put it past this bitch to do it either.
If he didn't have it in a box, I would believe it more. But the fact that it's in a fucking
it's like
box,
it's like a Tiffany's box.
Yeah, like Nordstrom's packed it up for him in a little cloth that was like, here's your murder hammer.
Is that what's in like your shoulder pads? Is that what's there? Because like it doesn't make sense how you keep that big ass box like with you all the time.
And also, I'm thinking that it's not the same hammer. Like, he's probably lost that hammer 7 times. He went to a hardware store, bought a new one, just said, I'm going to tell people this was the hammer.
But he
It's
worships
hammer time.
it.
And why
Like,
didn't he say
that's
it's
the
hammer time?
symbol of his strength. That hammer in which he murdered his father.
God.
And what's the phrase about hammers? Like, they're just looking for nails, right? Like, that's sort of how he acts. He's just looking for the thing to hit, as opposed to. I mean, he is bad at his job.
Awful.
He is bad at his job. Yeah.
And that's why I just have a hard time believing he is the most powerful villain of New York.
Yeah.
And about to get more powerful.
Oh.
Ooh.
Can we get there now?
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay. So post credits, as a trope that I love in every TV show and movie, you turn on the news at the exact right time to have somebody inspire you to do something. Mm-hmm. And this is straight out of the comic
Literally
books.
take you.
Yeah.
Talk to you.
This happened to 2 major villains in comic books. Lex Luthor was one, and no, I think Luthor ran for president in the comic books, and Kingpin becomes mayor of New York. And it's just a news person saying, who's going to do this? I just wish somebody tough, fucking bald, broad-shouldered would run for mayor.
Who just kind of punches the shit out of people. If only there was someone.
Who would listen to this man speak in his like hilted way of like grunting out and whispering most of his words and be like, that's a trustworthy, intelligent, well-spoken man that I want
McKenna, you
representing.
live in the United States of America. Do you not remember what just
But this
happened?
is fiction. The difference between fiction and reality is fiction has
We
to make
expect more
sense,
from
Ryan.
fiction.
I just can't wait for him to, like, he's giving a speech and it's like not going great. So about halfway through, he's like, here's a hammer, right? Look at this hammer. I use this to kill my dad. And if I know anything about Americans, they'd be like, fuck yeah, bro. You got my vote.
Yeah, you did. That was the finale. So let's go overall impressions of the finale and the series overall after it. Ryan, how are you feeling? How are you ranking it?
2.5 stars. Like, we
Okay.
should do an MCU TV ranking soon.
Mm-hmm.
But this is not offensive.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to think of something that was offensive. But this is, it was just, I was kind of stoked for this because they said it was going to be more adult. But hidden in all those adult stories were like, oh, we went and had to like re-edit it 4 or 5 times. And
Yeah.
that's just not, it's a death knell.
Yeah.
You know?
Books?
I mean, it was fine. I'm gonna give it like a 3. It was fine. I wasn't miserable watching it the entire time. I wasn't angry watching it the entire. Like that speaks highly of current Marvel shows. Like,
Yeah.
like it's sad, but I wasn't miserable or angry. And there were a few moments. I think honestly, though, a lot of times I'm compelled to like kind of distract myself, go do other things, like on my phone. But because this has sign language and so many subtitles, that's honestly probably the only reason I did not get distracted is because you really have to focus. You have to stay. So I don't know if that speaks well to the actual show or just the fact that I was like, oh, fuck, I'm going to have to rewind it 10 million times to catch up if I go on my phone. So yeah, like a 3 or 4 if I'm feeling real generous. It was fine.
Okay. We getting a fine. Caitlin, how are you feeling?
I would agree with basically everyone. It's like a 3 to 3.5 for me.
Yeah.
It was fun. I liked it. I would watch it again. Good fights.
Yeah.
We saw Daredevil's ass one time. That was good.
That's all Caitlin needs.
The monster truck, that 10 seconds of monster truck, did enjoy that.
I'm sorry, you
And the
called
women coming
Daredevil's
together.
ass oh, you're talking about 2 different scenes. Okay.
No, that is the monster truck. That's it. That's what I was talking about.
Dump truck.
Yeah. We got a monster truck and a dump truck in this show. But no, I do think it was a lot of fun, and I liked it.
Yeah. I think it was good. I would definitely recommend it prior to some other ones that we've watched because it's enough, like, I think I just started my hopes up too high after the first one, and then slowly lost it every once in a while. But it's definitely it's better than a lot of them out there, and I'd recommend it.
I feel like they could have used their time a little bit better.
Yes.
For sure. That's always a thing.
Mm-hmm.
Because when you do 4 rounds of edits and 4 rounds of reshoots, that will always mean, even though this is impossible, you needed one more round. You know, like they just you get lost in the sauce, and you sort of like, well, we're fixing all these things, but every time you fix something over here, what are you also ruining? And that's sort of what I found. Again, like
they had 4 rounds of reshoots.
Yeah, and they like this isn't Daredevil Born Again, like, which is just a shit show at this point. At least we know what the plot is.
Wait, is this the upcoming Daredevil show?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a shit show.
Dude,
They fully scrapped it and then like brought in.
they've shot $80 million worth of show and said, "Fuck
None
this,"
of this is
and
workable.
flushed it down the toilet.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
No,
and then
don't tell me
every
that.
week, every day, there's more news about who's in it. Like we just heard that Bullseye's in it, but like,
Yeah, I heard that.
guys, fucking write a script and tell a good story.
Yeah.
Stop
But-
being like, okay, so if we tape Bullseye into these scenes, like, just fucking make a good show.
Yeah. One day Marvel will get back to it.
I mean, there's nothing good about anybody who's born again. We can agree on that, right?
Always bad.
Always bad.
Except for Elektra. She's cool.
Cassie, are you born again?
I'm a little lost.
Okay.
Oh, as in for the Lord. Obviously,
You're
dude.
lost and shall be found. Don't worry, my child.
I walk in the light.
There's
That's what's up.
there's a shepherd here, you little sheep.
Sorry, I forgot about my biblical school training. I'm back.
The way you didn't get that. Wow. It's been a hot second.
Woo! I abandoned it. Like they abandoned Maya. But that is it for Echo. If you didn't watch it, it's on Disney Plus. Ryan, real quick. I
Yes.
know you wanted to get a website idea out there. You have like a minute at most. Pitch me now. Go.
Okay. My website is called veryverybasicthings.com, and
Okay.
it's just a list of normal ass things that Cassie forgets about, and she can go look them up. And so it'll be like Born Again or sandwich. Sometimes I'll be like, Cassie, you want a sandwich? She'll be like,
Yeah, is that the
what
one?
the fuck did you just say to me?
Is that the one where it's like a it's fully encased in a pastry and then you bake it and you put
And
it
you
in the
bake
oven?
it for 2 days.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so yeah, that's it.
I've never needed anything more in my life. I really appreciate this, and I need it to be the best website that's ever existed because I need a lot of help. So I'm gonna send you over to cybersprout.net to help you make this. They offer premium hosting that's specifically built for WordPress. They handle security. That's gonna be so huge for this website. This is gonna, like, people are gonna be wanting all this information. They're gonna be wanting to change it to fuck with me. Probably. I need strong security.
Okay, I'm gonna change it actually then.
Okay.
This is a website where you order sandwiches, but they're actually 2 pastries with stuff inside. Because that sounds fucking dope.
That
that
sounds
thing you
so
just created,
good.
that's now what the website delivers to you.
Fuck yeah, it's so important now. They work hand in hand with you because they love pastries. They focus on collaboration, goal-driven design. It's also easy to manage. They got drag and drop custom templates. Cybersprout.net, your partner for a digital world. Coming up next, it's the pull list. We are back for the pull list where we talk about all the other shows we watched this week. This week we watched 2 episodes of What If. First one, 206.
206 is called a What If. Kahhori reshaped the world. On this week's episode of What If, a new character that has never been in comic books before is introduced to us named Kahhori. She is a Mohawk woman who goes into a little blue land and becomes a superhero. Oh, the Tesseract sends her into powers, and she runs around with dinosaurs and shit in a new world. Caitlin
Yeah.
is... If Kahhori's in the MCU now, where does she rank as like most powerful superheroes?
She basically took down Christopher Columbus and like the United States. So like
With a monster truck?
pretty
I heard dinosaurs, and the only thing it was missing was a monster truck.
I don't remember the dinosaurs, but
Well, they eat in the blue land.
oh yes,
They
okay.
eat like blue gems
Yeah.
that come off the back of dinosaurs.
Yes, okay. I didn't know if they were dinosaurs, rhinos, or what the fuck they were.
You know what? Just for some people's benefit, we'll call them monster trucks.
Yeah. These monster trucks had gem
Gems.
straight gem fruits on them. I was
Gem
so
fruits.
I was so fucking confused. Not your explanation, but this fucking episode. I was like, what do they mean by gems? And it's like their scales were gems, and they look like the rupees from
Like the
Legend
rainbow
of Zelda.
fish.
Yeah, no, it was a video game, right? Like they were
Yeah.
collecting video game gems.
Yes.
But yeah, really good try. Voiced by Devery Jacobs, who plays the lead in Reservation Dogs and plays Echo's best friend on Echo.
Bonnie.
And I think that we are talking about the year of Ayo Edebiri, right? Who was in The Bear and Ninja Turtles and
Bottoms.
and Theater Camp. But this might also be the year of Devery Jacobs as well. Should we get to the other one?
Yeah.
That
Go
I
to
haven't-
207.
Have an actual intro for. The 7th episode of the second season of What If is called What If Hela Found the 10 Rings? And I guess she sort of does. Hela, played once again by Kate Blanchett, is cast out of Asgard for being a bitch and lands in ancient China right next to the 10 rings. Without her crown, she is without power, so she decides to let Wenmu, current owner of the 10 rings, and a dictator seemingly not that different than her father, train her in the ways. Taste buds, I ask you this. What do we make of Hela's transformation across this 30-minute show?
Beautiful. Breathtaking. Stunning. Tell me when I land on something that
She was wearing black at the beginning, and she was wearing white at the end.
Okay, so technically that is true.
fucking
That's a
Boyz to Men
transformation.
style.
She starts out the show being like, oh, what are you, a piece of shit? Oh, what are you, fucking a dick? Just like very quippy. But it is actually Kate Blanchett, right? So it's well acted, well performed. And then, yeah, like sort of falls in love, like has a crush on Wenmu a little bit. And then by the end, she is rolling through the multiverse, being a hero.
Yeah, she like saves everything. Basically, takes out Thanos is what it insinuates at the very end, and like make sure that none of that happens.
Right.
But it's basically Thor's story arc plus like
Thor-y
Shang-Chi, the Thor arc plus the Shang-Chi arc
Right.
combined and smashed together, and that's Hela's. And it's, I don't know, this one was very boring for me.
Really?
Yeah.
This is probably my favorite.
I just, by the way you were talking about it, I was like, wow, he liked this one.
Look how he's smiling for the first time in years.
Like, this one was so boring to me because it's like, it was a story that we've already seen. Sure, they smashed them together, but it wasn't anything like recreating the wheel or anything.
But this is sort of what I want is not Blade Runner copies necessarily, but we never have time to focus on character in these movies that are always ensembles. Even if it's just Shang-Chi is the titular character, it's still an ensemble movie, right? They all have teams, all have so many characters. And this was just Hela like being like going through all this and saying, I wonder if not being evil is worth it.
Yeah.
And that's what I liked about it. Plus, Kate Blanchett, she was Tar.
I do think
She was Lydia Tar.
Real person Lydia Tar.
The real person Lydia Tar. The only thing that I did think was really cool about this episode was the fight between Hela and Odin, where Hela fucking destroys Odin with her goodness and takes his little staff from him, and then he says, I will give you the throne if that's something that you want.
Which, does that remind you of anybody saying, he basically said, I'm going to make you the Queenpin. But it turns out that he's a fucking piece of shit. The whole thing was like, no, Hela, I cast you out, and no, you're my daughter. Love ya, but fuck off. And then, no, I did it to make you better. And it was because I thought you were becoming too powerful. You might one day take over my throne. That's the only thing that these people care about, which is why I have to have a talk with my daughter soon and be like, you have to move away.
You can't take my throne.
You can't take my throne, which is my toilet.
Yes.
But she's potty training and she wants to use it.
You can't. You got to stop it. Real quick, moments of the week from these. What stood out to you, Caitlin?
The big throne.
Oh, yeah, love a good throne.
Oh, like the Queen of Spain's throne?
Oh, my God. Yeah.
Oh, you were just making a joke?
Yeah, I was making a joke. I couldn't think, so I thought it was throne.
That's how good she is at just improvising now.
But no, there was a queen. The fucking Queen of Spain was here, and she thought she could take on this person with magical powers. And
just a Queen of Spain?
Just literally the Queen of Spain.
This was the era
when
of
I said that
God
Christopher
like
Columbus
placed them on the throne. So yeah, she probably thought she could, take on anyone.
Yeah,
I understand.
But yeah,
she also went like, I have magic. And no, you don't. You're the fucking Queen of Spain. Shut the fuck up.
When, Christopher Columbus got stamped and then also the Queen of Spain got stamped, that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
I like that.
Kahhori and her cohort, they bust into the Queen of Spain's throne room. And she's like, get out. I fucking hate you. And so Kahhori lifts her in the air, and she's still like, I'm more powerful than you. And then Kahhori just fucking busts the throne apart. And that's when the Queen of Spain's like, oh, okay. Cool.
That was an expensive throne.
I see the difference between us. Riot, moment of the week.
My moment of the week was Hela landed in ancient China.
Uh-huh.
But if she landed instead, what if Hela landed? This is what I was just pitching this.
I was
going
to say, it sounds like you're pitching it. Uh-huh.
What if Hela landed in like mid-90s California?
Yeah.
And just thinks that everyone is saying her name constantly?
Hela.
She just landed in the Bay Area.
Yeah. She lands in the Bay Area, and every time anybody says anything, she turns around and says, like, what? Like, no. I'm just saying this is a Hela granola bar.
Yeah.
What If is on Disney Plus as well, if you want to watch those episodes. If you haven't, that is it for the pull list, and that is it for the Shush Junior. We have done it. All that's left to do is talk about some websites. Ryan?
At pastrysandwich.com is where you go to get fucking 2 random pastries with shit inside of it. Also go to popfilter.co, where you could listen to these podcasts for free if you wanted to. There are also articles from the late 70s. So popfilter.co,
Amazon.com/popfilter.co.
Popfilter.co/Amazon. No, popfilter.co/Amazon is where you go to get your new Amazon bookmark, and that will give us a little piece of Jeff's Bezos, if you know what I mean.
Wow.
We got it.
His balls.
Yeah. We also have another show on the network. Books, can you please tell us about that show?
That is Movie of the Year, and they are currently in the middle of the Booties and the Codys, and right? Is that happening?
That doesn't mean anything to people. We can't.
They absolutely know what that means.
Absolutely is a thing.
And that's a wrap on that.
If you want to know what the best of,
you can't use our text language to the public.
I'm thinking
if you want to understand what it
behind
means
on the lingo. I thought this was just general. Best of TV, best of movies, best of music, all sorts of content. The preview show gives you a hint of what that will look like, and for the next few months, that's what's going to be on Movie of the Year. But if you want to backtrack, you can also catch up on 1973 and the best of those movies.
People are always worried about who's going to win things, but the preview show sits your ass down and tells you who's not going to win. And that's
absolutely.
important.
Everyone needs to know who the losers are.
And as Ryan said, 3 hours.
3
If you
hours.
want 3 hours of dunking on things, that's the show to go to. Social media, Caitlin, please tell the people about it.
Instagram is where you should go for your pop filter on Instagram.
Yep.
That's it.
Yep, there's good stuff over there. Be sure to give it a follow if you're not yet.
Also, the pastry website does have a social media of its own. It's called Instantgram. When you want that graham cracker sandwich, dial Instantgram. Dial up.
We also got an email if you don't feel like dialing. It's contact@popfilter.co.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You also have to type in. And that's how you
Mike
send
is
the email.
Come for both of you. You better fucking watch yourself. Sleep with one fucking eye open because Mike's coming for you.
The only way he can is if he emails, so be sure to send that over. Mike, next week we are going to wrap up coverage of What If second season. What If second season. That's pluralized. It's their season. And we'll be talking about it. But that's it for this episode. For Mike, I'm Ryan. For Ryan, I'm Mike. For Books, I am me. And for Caitlin, I am me. Bye, everyone.
Okay, I'm here today with Parker, and she has some thoughts on Ariel.
Ariel.
What do you think about Ariel?
I met her and met Sleeping Beauty.
You met Ariel and Sleeping Beauty?
Yes.
What was Ariel like?
Prince Eric.
Oh, Ariel likes Prince Eric.
He likes Sleeping Beauty too.
Prince Eric likes Sleeping Beauty too?
Yes.
That's scandalous. Is that drama?
That's drama.
Who is Prince Eric going to marry?
Ariel.
Ariel, okay. Who's going to marry Sleeping Beauty?
Do
Do you remember?
Yes.
Who?
Prince Eric.
Oh, Prince Eric. Okay, Prince Eric will have multiple wives. Who else is your favorite princess?
Sleeping Beauty.
Sleeping Beauty, okay. You also had some thoughts on Spider-Man, yes? What do you think about Spider-Man?
He's very colorful.
He's really colorful. Okay, what else?
He's very prince. He's a prince.
Spider-Man is a prince?
Yes.
Okay. Is a prince just all handsome men?
I'm not.
Is your daddy a prince?
Yes.
Yes. Is your daddy handsome?
Yes.
Who's more handsome, your daddy or Prince Eric?
Prince Eric.
Prince Eric? That's rough for me to hear. All right, well, that's been Daddy and Parker. We'll see you next week. Say bye.